Imagine how tired we are of it.
Hi Slimes. How's it going? What's going on? An ambulance just drove by for the past 2 minutes, so I hope whoever it is okay. I'm back in my room. Much cuter. It's much more my aesthetique. I feel like it just encapsulates me better than, you know, like a blank wall would. But we're not even here to talk about interior design today. What I want to talk about today is, though, TikTokers. And one YouTuber, Dave Charles. Because honestly, like throughout the pandemic, influencers have been completely out of pocket and wrong the entire time, which is fine, I guess, because I was never really expecting them to be the smartest people on earth. If you get famous for your looks, I'm gonna guess it's the only thing you think you have to offer to people, so I wouldn't assume more. You know, like looks weren't a byproduct of their success, it's just kind of like why they have their success, which is fine. I could talk about algorithms being all fucked up and shitty, which selects for certain features and promotes certain people that are thieves. And that would be good too, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna talk about this little group of friends that insist on hanging out because it is their jobs and produce subpar and boring fucking content the entire time. If you don't know what I'm talking about already, it's James Charles, Dixie D'Amelio, Charli D'Amelio, Noah Beck, Chase Hudson, Lil Huddy, and Larry. I don't even know where to begin. I think I'm gonna tackle them as a group and then as individuals because it's, at this point, I think a public health crisis that we continue to allow these people to even imagine themselves to be career driven or let them pretend that they care while trying to like sneakily hide their trip to the Bahamas. So what got me here? These hoes went to the Bahamas, not James, I don't think, but at all the other ones, they went to the Bahamas over like Christmas ambulance. I swear, like I live in a place where sometimes bad shit just happens and I feel like I'm living in a sitcom because I don't live in a real place. It's like a sim city. Also, before I get started again, I am getting a cord for my mic and a memory card for my camera so I can finally put some value into these things because I do appreciate how frustrating it can be to have like extra background noise all the time, and I too am frustrated by the fact that there's just like the general and shh of life going on all the time, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, so they went to the Bahamas and it's to be expected. I think what's funny to me is the fact that they all tried to be low-key about it, but then took pictures with fans. And I don't know if they're stupid, but I feel like a lot of fans take pictures and you should assume they're going to wind up somewhere on the internet. And especially if people take pictures of you doing something wrong. Because in this day and age that is a currency. And we love to tear down the bourgeois. We love to tear down people at the top. I mean, that is literally to be expected. I think for me, what gets me going is the fact that they claim it's their job, because their job has nothing to do with going anywhere. They got their jobs because they got famous for doing stuff that involves like this part of their body in their rooms. You know, like there's nothing about renegading that is worldwide. There's nothing about doing stupid dances and stealing from Black creators that it has to involve you traveling, period. There's nothing about that requires traveling. And it would be one thing if the content that comes from these people is interesting. And I will say that James Charles does make, out of that whole group, the most interesting content. But like, these are arguably boring people. They don't offer anything. They don't add to anyone's life. They don't do anything good unless it's like a PR statement. I know we all saw Charli's video about George Floyd, which was just trash. I mean, I think people should say something, but say what you mean. Don't make things up and lie about what a dead man's last words are to evade backlash. It's just very ugly to me. And also it's interesting that earlier in the quarantine, a lot of them were talking a lot about staying home, it's not responsible, blah, 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 blah. And that was like the first month into quarantine. And then I feel like around the same time those videos came out, that's when they started just like partying openly, indiscriminately, just partying. And I think for me, what gets to me the most is that they get paid to be like this. They make money being like this, and no one cares. I wonder, like, to their fans, what the fuck? What do these people give to you? What do these people do for you? Like, yeah, maybe one day they were like you and they were regular teens, but now they're not, and they obviously don't care. Especially coming from LA, like the epicenter, which I honestly believe is due in part to influencers. They are leaving the place where one in five people have the crouton, and then they're gonna go to the Bahamas. And they're not even gonna go to the Bahamas and isolate somewhere. They're gonna go to like a fucking resort where people are being forced to work for you, to vacation and have fun. People who I'm sure would rather stay home and be safe during a panty because they're probably scared for their lives and don't have access to the medical infrastructure that we have. And you're gonna go and, well, we tested and it was really good and it was fine and blah, blah, blah. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm really sick and tired of these people. And I think that YouTube as a platform should maybe stop putting all their videos on trending, and maybe TikTok should take them off the platform, and maybe the brands that they work with should just stop working with them. And I also know, like, because of the society we live in, that will never happen because it's about a bottom line and they make a ton of money. And so I wonder if people realize that, you know, no one gives a shit about you. No one, under capitalism, no one cares about you. The people at the top will never care about you. And I touched on this on my David Dobrik video, but these people are selfish. They're selfish and egotistical, and they really think they do a lot more for society than they actually accomplish. Like, for people like Dixie to potentially perform at the Grammys with a known child predator. That's what I don't get. A known predator, and really for a crumb of clout, you're gonna perform at the Grammys, a fucked up award show anyways, off of a song you didn't write with talent you don't have, by building a career off the back of your sister who stole something from a black girl. Like, these people offer nothing. They don't bring anything. And I think the sad thing is, people like Dixie and Charli were already really wealthy before this happened. Like, all these people were well off. They didn't need to do this. It's not some miracle story. And I also find it interesting that Dixie and Charli live with their parents. And so on some level, their parents are okay with this behavior and don't care, which I think down the line, we'll probably find out that their parents are stage parents. I mean, we don't have to find, like, they are stage parents. And that a lot more money went into promoting them and getting these careers than we realized. Because I think it's becoming evident with the product, like the ring light that they made. I just think it's becoming clear that their parents want them everywhere, are really invested in their fame, to the point where they're making their own podcast. But they have, like, what do we want to hear from Mark and Heidi, I think it is? What do they have to tell us about anything? Their kids have fans that are children. Do they think that adults are like, oh yes, and now we'll hear from the parents of the year, Mark and Heidi D'Amelio, who let their fucking kids travel while they live under their roof. Like, other people I kind of understand because they're dumb teenagers in LA, no supervision. They live with their parents who just let that happen. And I think it's also just to see people that are really unremarkable get a TV show on Hulu is like, okay, I mean, could it be any more clear that nothing really is about anything? Like, no one earns anything. You don't have to actually do anything to earn anything. You don't I mean, I really think that people should just be more like, fuck it. Like, nothing makes sense in the world. Nothing. And we're all told it's like merit-based. Like, you get what you deserve. You succeed if you deserve it. And that's obviously not the truth. That is obviously not the truth. And the sad thing is, I wish they would, like, I do care if they travel. I just wish they would leave us alone. I wish these TikTokers would leave everyone alone, but everything they do is for that crumb of clout. They make money off of the fact that they are doing things that endanger the world, and they make money because they do it to make you feel bad about yourself and feel bad about your life. I don't even know what else to really say about it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I almost said ludicrous, but then I start to sound like a, I don't know, some like mom, and that's not where I'm at. Right now I'm pissed. In a very non-mom fashion. But seriously, what do they do? What have they done? Why do they have the things we have? I mean, who at Hulu, I have questions, like who at Hulu saw this family watch Dixie's talk show that is just her having no personality for 12 minutes and doing like ad reads, obviously so bored by what is going on. And that's another thing, like they are obviously, like Charli D'Amelio, like Charli's a dancer, that makes a little bit more sense, but Dixie and like Lil Huddy and like Noah are bored. They look bored. I watch their videos and I feel my depression come back full force. You know, because it's just like, you don't care. And someone else, anyone else, if they had the access, the platform you had, would do so much good. Who at Hulu saw them and was just like, yeah, we should give them a TV show. They're really interesting. And I think they're full, they're vivacious and they're full. Everyone says capitalism breeds innovation, but this is the innovation we get. Is it even worth it to innovate if this is, we're in the future and this is what we get. This is what we're being served. We have brilliant TV, brilliant people that we could make TV about, and we get the D'Amelio family, the crazy D'Amelios. So interesting. What are we gonna watch them do? Like travel during a pandemic? I also think it's interesting if you watch the promo video, it feels like they all hate each other, but that's just me speculating. I don't think fame is good. I don't think it's good for Charli especially to be this famous right now. And so I just have to question, like, what kind of parents are you guys if you're gonna keep putting your kid out there and it's going to ruin their life? Like, we know now, we have more than enough data to know that child stars are ruined. Child stars come out and they're like, yeah, that was really hard on me, actually, very bad for my mental health. Like, we know enough that it can't be like, we just didn't know, like we thought it would be handled better. No, you knew and you didn't care because of the money. And then you're also gonna let your kid repeatedly get canceled and shit on the internet because you're not gonna stop the fucking helicopter. But you're gonna let your kid get shit on by the internet because you're not gonna stop them from making the dumbest, most irresponsible decisions known to man. What's the deal? Why is this happening? Why are we letting this happen? I said I was gonna talk about Noah Beck and Lil Huddy and Larry, but I don't care. At the very least, they don't pretend to be actually doing anything. Whereas I feel like with Charli and Dixie, I feel like there's a real big push to make it seem like they do something for anyone that isn't themselves. Which that's the part that gets me like really boggled. Whenever I think about it for more than 5 minutes, I just get really turned around and confused because none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense at all. I also want to speak to the argument that, well, they don't have to say anything, like, oh, well, it's lose-lose if they say something, blah, blah, blah. They should speak on social issues because it's clear that TikTok and YouTube will be putting them all over the fucking place and suppressing other people. Like, by just having the videos of your entire friend group on the trending page takes away someone else's spot. Why are they always trending? There's nothing trendy about breaking COVID guidelines. And so for an app that's like CDC this and CDC that, you don't care. Just stop pretending. Pretend that there's no pandemic. I don't want to see the news. I don't want to keep up to date with the latest news if you can't even keep up to date with the latest news and make sense on your platform. Like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's just clear that YouTube does intentionally put them everywhere because at least on Twitter and TikTok, if I go on there, I'm not going to see their content. I'm not subscribed to anyone like them. I don't engage with content like theirs. So why is there a separate page where their shit is just all over like there's nothing trendy about being white and not caring about other people. There's nothing trendy about being extremely privileged. That's actually what got us here in the first place, guys. Can you believe it? We're rewarding people that are literally the reason we're still in this pandemic and the reason why I'm losing my mind. I don't even know what to say. I just leave us alone. Go away. Go away. Pay a fat fine and go the fuck away. Go back to your regular life. Go back to high school. Go to college or whatever. But go away. To be famous and so stupid is actually insulting to the American public. To the global population. I think it's insulting to put people like that out there. Because of what? Do you think we're dumb? Do you think this is what we should be seeing, what we need to see? Just because there's trends that move a certain way doesn't mean we focus on those trends. Especially if kids are the ones following these people. Just because kids drive the traffic, don't make them trending. Put information out there that's better so that kids can find this and maybe learn something. I don't know. I don't know what message that gives anyone, but I think it tells the wrong people that they should get famous to make a quick buck. And it tells... And the people that should have these platforms like are probably really discouraged. Like people of color, people that don't fit the standard of beauty. Sorry, you're not going anywhere in life. Because there's someone that's white and just that's it. And they will get everything for nothing. I think it's about time there's like a real serious conversation and real consequences for these people because... And I said it in my stand culture video, like we can cancel them, but ultimately it won't be us that does anything because I mean, it's clear that YouTubers don't care and they'll come back when they want to make sponsorships. Not all of them, but some of them, like the ones that are like really out here doing the most mess, they don't care. They'll come to their apology videos, they'll come to their sponsorship videos, and then they'll just stir shit up. For why? It just gives such a horrible outlook on the world. It's like such a shitty, disgusting side of people to show and let profit. To have an industry that generates millions of dollars, to have people that just generate millions of dollars for being like for being scum, for not being good people is actually heartbreaking. Because why would anyone try to be a better person if the people that succeed in the ways that we're taught to succeed are shit? Anyways, that's kind of all I wanted to say on that. It derailed, but influencers they're gotta go. They gotta go. Or at the very least, you know, like maybe pick someone that actually is in an industry to become an influencer. Like if you want someone to sell ring lights, pick a lighting technician, someone who knows what the hell a light is. Like I don't know what lights are, so if someone was like, do you want to make a ring light? I would be like, I don't know what that is. Why would I make a ring light? I have the things I know, so I'll just stick to that. I'm so sick and tired of these people. I hope that Charli's parents do the right thing and take her off the internet, because to be perceived at that level, at that age, will fuck you up. I don't care what anyone says, like that is going to damage someone in the long run because it's not normal. And not only that, but we're not as evolved, or we haven't evolved to a point where there are protections in place or ways to mitigate the negative aspects of this lifestyle. As for the rest of them, y'all are so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I mean, and it's on the internet forever, so have fun aging, I guess. If I had the power, if I had one wish, I would be like, please, all these brands, stop sponsoring them. And I don't know, like give money to people that actually need it, because I don't think they need this money. And they obviously don't like having these mansions and all these luxury things, otherwise they'd stay and live in them. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. Just like a little rant, because I'm fed up, and I'm sure a lot of other people are fed up too, because we're gonna come on to a year and like there's no end in sight, really. And I mean, there's always a train going on. Bitch. All of us have been inside doing that thing, trying to like make it through and stay healthy and stay good. So to everyone doing that, props to you, because karma will not have its kiss for you. It will have its kiss for other people, and I know that it seems that there are diminishing rewards to staying safe, but there aren't, and it actually does mean a lot. And I mean, look at why LA is an epicenter and the kind of people that live there. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyways, I'll be Q&A up tomorrow so you guys can like get to know me a little bit better. I just woke up in a mood about this and I really just felt like I need to talk about it. I might make a video about Olivia Jade. I'm kind of doing a little bit of research and I feel like a lot of people have said what I would say better, and I honestly just find Olivia Jade to be in this category of people that I find so boring, so irritating, and just rich to the point where like they're warms her brains. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.